candle here, right? So in this last green candle, I was starting to get a sense that we were going to be able to hit the 70s with a heavy short. And the reason why that was the case was if you look at the price of volatility, the price of vols actually was still relatively punchy. But when it started to drop here, I shouted out at that stage, a retest at the 70s would be a good looking sell trade. Well, we never got anywhere near it. Somebody's came in like Theo's type of traders, the more aggressive momentum based guys. They've come in behind this failed auction here. And with that failed auction for the sell side press, that was the right trade to take part in, right? Absolutely, it was the right trade to you. You don't hang around waiting for the commercials to come in at top edges. But that was the right trade because you've got the failed auction in the background, you've got the very toxic sell candle, you've got the pullback to VWAP. It should be the sell trade at that point. I just wanted 70. You might say greedy git. And it's cost me because of that trade, right? And it has cost me. But look at the dispersions today. Very sell side dispersion, isn't it? Very sell side dispersion. So the dispersion itself has given you no opportunity to be a buyer at any stage today using dispersion. And if you look at the gamma line as well, you'll see the similar storyline in terms of just how bearish that pullback would have been. Had we had a chance to get into it, had we had a chance to get into the top edges, which we didn't, because the momentum guys all jumped on board the 950s here and went for the push. And that stopped me getting my trade off the 970s. So well done. If you took it, well done, momentum guys. If you took it, that was a nice failed auction squeeze. You've managed to run some pretty good liquidity to the bottom edges. It's still pretty crap overall. Deal book is bearish, solid bearish now, so pullbacks makes a level of sense. And we'll certainly be watching that storyline. Perhaps we'll see some selling trapping into the 950s and then a break above 950 for a short. That could be a thing, yeah. So sell side for me now. Sell side, deal book sell side, limit order book sell side. Everything at the moment seems to be towards that sell side rotation. But we just got to now find a price. So keep a track on your limit order book. Keep a track on your order flow. Keep a track on the sellers coming in at strange levels and then getting trapped. Looks as if a seller's just come in off the 940s, so let's see if they get trapped out. We need to make sure there's enough selling coming in off the 940, and if there is, that might be the trap we're looking for. Sexy like a box of chocolate strawberries, boys. Sell side 940s at the moment. Sell side sellers have come in at 941s, 940s. So those are the guys we're going to try and trap out. Let's see if we get them. And obviously when we do, they've got a decision to make. When we do, we've got a decision to make. Are we going to try and sell into the trap, or are we going to try and see if it's got any more for us? We use our value narratives, we use our order flow narratives to try and make that decision. $940 trap coming up, $940 trap coming up, $940 touched there, $940 touched. Deal book's got a few buyers coming in just now, just a little bit unfortunate. I was thinking about crossing the spread, albeit very aggressively crossing the spread there at 939.5 or thereabouts, but I decided to pull away from that little press there, and it might have cost me. It looks like a few guys have came in and taken a few extra sells. Okay, so we're now just getting those first guys trapped out of that trade. We've just ran their stops, so we've ran a few of their stops off the numbers. That was quite good. Could have done a wee bit more than that, couldn't we? 940 bid. Go on, sunshine. And that's all she wrote, guys. Quick scalp, nice profit. Stops at break even. Well done, anybody that joined me on the scalp trade, guys. We did pop it into NinjaTrader just so that you can see it. I'll take a quick screenshot just in case we get scratched out for a +1. Yep, scratched out for +1 as expected on that. The deal book had gone a little bit more bullish than I'd hoped. But there's the scalp trade. You see it for yourself. It's a very obvious scalp trade. So nice quick profit, $105 on the NinjaTrader there. And you can see a very, very quick hit scalp into the break of that 940 liquidity. Dealers, as you can see, went suddenly very bullish. So that's obviously putting the fear into selling too early into this. Which gave us a lot of confidence. 940 was going to go bid. Smart money sell side coming in here, so quite an easy price to make sure that you weren't overpaying for this position. And a quick short sell into that scalp made a level of sense, didn't it? Made a level of sense with the sell side value coming in. So just getting into that extra, just demanding that little bit of extra liquidity, and then taking your shot at the sell and making some monies. Let's see if it stays in the sell side hold here. We've got Gamma that's starting to uptick a little bit against us. We've got the dispersion guys are starting to uptick against that position now as well. And the volatility guys to make it 3 out of 3. Yep, upticking against us at the moment as well. So pretty much everybody now starting to uptick against that position. Which means that we might actually change our rotation to buying on the dips. Perhaps that might be a thing as well. So there was a trade in terms of this, the structure of the trade. There's the trade there. You can see it for yourself. So sell side on the scalp, as you know. Sell side on the scalp. It's putting in a balance here. Now, obviously, if we were to look at it from a profile point of view, you might look at this and say, well, we've definitely got excess low. But the problem you've got with that excess low is what? We've got a balance area here. And then the next balance area is lower because we were selling off the 40s, right? So if the balance area is lower than this balance area here, even though that's excess, you're still wondering about the ability for this to break out to the top edges. Because if the balance is lower than it was before, any time we take out a top edge could potentially be excess at this stage, couldn't it? So every top edge at this point could be excess, until, of course, we've edged ourselves more towards this area, in which case, of course, balance may well start establishing at VWAP, which means that we're now going to be definitely buying dips at that stage. But at the moment, we can all probably agree that we've gone from here to here in terms of balance. And if we can agree that that's where we've gone from balance, then we can obviously start to say, well, you know, sellers are still willing to pay lower prices. I haven't seen any buyers willing to pay higher prices yet, because at the moment, the buyers that are willing to pay higher prices were originally at this point, and the buyer that's paying a higher price at the moment is at this point. Well, that price is lower than it was before. So the buyers are on the retreat at the moment, at this point, aren't they? The buyers are on the retreat, and that makes the buy side quite difficult, even though the value at the moment seems to be certainly starting to improve somewhat. You can see the value is quite clearly starting to improve on dips at the moment. And looking at the dispersions, still very much sell side, but starting to show us a little bit of a possible bottom line price. But it is a bottom line price. So you can see that that makes a bit of sense because it has pressed away from this now. And that's good news because that's what we thought was probably going to happen. Limit order book just now is still pressing on the sell side. Smart money is still pressing on the sell side. Deal book at the moment pricing the bottom line buyers still available. But we'll see what happens. For me personally, it would have to be deeper discounts, and we'll take a shot at it. It's going to be a little tough gig in here. Deeper discounts. There she goes. Deeper discounts. Limit order book still looks sell side. Oof, it's going to break the stops. There it goes. So the little scalp trade was right. The profile was correct. We were 100% accurate on that little narrative there. So well done, anybody that was listening to that narrative. You've been able to find perhaps a little sell side press making some monies. Perhaps a little sell side press making some monies. Dealers haven't shunned the bottom edge. They're still quite happy to take a few buys off the low prices, but it is the low price that they're buying, not the high price. And could have a little bit more of a balance than perhaps you would have imagined. Certainly going to have to keep focused on these trades, guys, because at the moment they're very, very, very. It's a very fluid situation in terms of trying to grab a little bit of liquidity here. And if you miss your pricing on this today, you're going to lose money. If you pay the wrong price for the right product, you are going to get taken to the cleaners very quickly. It's just a noisy, noisy, noisy market.